Yo, what's going on, guys? Today's video is going to be why 0.01% of people are SSL in Rocket League. Also, thank you guys very much for 1,000 subscribers. I've just opened my community Discord and the link will be in the description. Okay, so the first and biggest point I will say why most people stay at the same rank for a very long time and they seem to not improve or mentally improve for a long time is a lot of people play in autopilot mode, aeroplane mode, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people will sit in free play for hours and hours on end, or go into ranked to hours and hours on end, and constantly not improve. And it's genuinely because of way of thinking. A lot of the time when you're playing this game, especially a game without a skill ceiling, you need to always be constantly focused on a certain goal you have for the day, a certain rank you want to hit, just any goal that you have in mind. You always need to be fully focused on it at all times. So for example, something I'll do is every time I load up the game and I go into free play, I'll have one main goal in free play. If that's to either, sometimes like I try and hit a pinch that's 140 kph or higher, or like try and hit a triple, maybe a quadruple flip reset, or sometimes I work on touches. You can do this thing in free play where you just try and hit the ball as fast as possible. You don't need to hit it a certain place, you don't need to hit it anywhere really. You can just try and hit the ball as quick as possible from your last hit. So no matter how it's possible, like if you need to double jump, if you need to flip, if you need to backflip, whatever it is, just try and hit the ball as fast as possible, and this will get your speed up a lot. Or then sometimes it will just be trying to get like 10 or 15 perfect hits on your car in a row. So like perfect air roll touches, perfect like corner flips, like full power hits, 10, 15 in a row. And what this sort of thing will do is put you in a mindset where you have a purpose and a focus at all times in this free play session, where usually a lot of people will just hop in free play and just maybe put some music on or just something like that and not think at all, but they want to improve, but this will end up not making you improve at all. And it will also it will have the opposite effect, because you think you're actually playing the game a lot and you should be improving, and then when you're not improving, you can go into like mental slumps through this. So I would say definitely the number one thing is working on your focus and not being in autopilot mode. Okay, the second thing I would say is staying consistent with a thought process and a strategy. A lot of people will just hop in random training packs like every now and then, like no thought process behind it, just random training packs, whatever they feel like. And a lot of the time this will actually not improve you in the areas that you want to improve. This will just make the game fun, which is also good to do because you don't want to get too bored of the game. But this won't help too much with actually improving. Like I mentioned in my how to train like a top 100 SSL player, I stuck to a certain strategy for a very long time, and it ended up getting me results really quickly over a short period of time because of how consistent I stuck to that one plan. It covered every side of mechanics and every single basic I needed to make sure that I stayed consistent in game and I stayed consistently improving. The third most important thing, which ties into the second one, is patience in success. A lot of the time you need to know that what you're doing is right. If you're following a routine, you're doing the proper things that you need to do, you're following a strategy, you're mentally there, you're consistent, you're not in autopilot mode all the time, you're making sure you're focused, and you're still not seeing improvements, this is when you need a really good mental side of things to know that you are doing the right things. And no matter if you see the results now or if you see the results tomorrow, whenever, it will happen because of the work that you are putting in. But overall, you need to realize the more you're focusing on your gameplay and mistakes you're making, the more you're going to see the things you're doing wrong. A lot of the time, people don't even understand that they're making 100, 200 mistakes and they think they're playing okay. And then when they start really focusing on it, they think they're playing terrible. But it's because you're noticing and paying attention to your mistakes so much more than you was before. So the main thing is knowing that you are doing the right thing. The results will come 100%. You just need to stay consistent with it. and this is why it's patience in success. So another one here that I've spoken about in my 2v2 rotation video is reading the game before it happens, aka like being a step or two ahead. Because of how much people play in autopilot mode, people don't realize that you can actually read the game before things happen. Like, you can read a lot of the time what your teammate's going to do and what play he's going for before he even goes for it. But you end up gaining a lot of awareness around the field and how much boost people have and how much momentum people have, and that will determine on what play people are going for most of the time. Like if I said to you right now, someone's dribbling towards you, right? They're very low boost and they have low momentum. What do you think they can do? In my head, they only have two options. It's either a weak flick or they have to try and fake it. And the game becomes a lot easier to read if you know exactly what your opponent, or sometimes what your teammate, can do in every situation, just through your own awareness and your own ability around the field. And this sort of thing will take you to new levels on the game. So the next step that I think I hear most people talk about is when their teammate is either a ball chaser, or when their teammate doesn't pass, or when their teammate is really passive. I hear a lot of people complain about their teammates, and trust me, it happens at all ranks, but I'm going to give you some tips on how you can actually use it instead of let it be at detriment of your rank. So this will also take a lot of practice, but I want you going into games being completely adaptable in your head to whatever your teammates' play style is. So for example, when I go into a game, say if I notice my teammate is a ball chaser, right? He goes for every single ball, he plays very fast, he loves mechanics. I will purposely play very passive that game, but I'll also try and feed him the ball as much as I can. He has clearly got a lot of confidence, is good with playing with speed, and wants to play that way. So if he's good at doing that, he could probably win you the game. A lot of times people, I don't know if it's like with an ego or something like that, but people will try and match that, or people will also try and show off their mechanics. In the back of your head, you need to realize that you actually want to rank up and you want to improve, and these teammates ain't going nowhere. You will always get these teammates in your games no matter what rank you are. So instead of letting it make you lose, I want you to be that teammate that can adapt to no matter what the playstyle is of your teammate. So again, if you get a ball chaser, I want you playing passive and I want you trying to feed your teammate. If you get a really passive teammate, I want you ball chasing, trying to play with confidence and trying to show off all the work that you're doing in free play and training. But then if you get some of those teammates that are just constantly out of position, constantly making the wrong decisions, then you have to realize that you have to have a huge game this game. You have to play all the positions on the field. You have to take every chance that you can possibly take, because games like this are so difficult because people, again, always play on autopilot mode and the focus is never going to be there for everyone. You are never going to win every single game, but the quickest way of ranking up is trying to win every single game. Actually focusing on the main objective, which is to improve and to win. And sometimes the best way of winning is completely changing your playstyle, is completely coming out of your comfort zone. But if it's going to work, then it's worth doing. Okay, and the last two that I'll go through is being calm with confidence. Now this is the hardest thing to get in the game. Now if you can reach a level through practice where you can play calm, you can play controlled, you can make the right decisions, and then when you're needed to maybe like hit a flip reset, or when you're needed to hit a shot and it has to be you to pull it off, you can pull it off through the hard work you do in training. And this is what I call being calm with confidence. A lot of the time, as I've mentioned in this video, you'll get someone who thinks he's good with mechanics. They'll ball chase for every single ball, they'll go for every single aerial, they'll go for everything. Although they are good at it, it does just look very unorthodox, and it can be bad for winning the game. Whereas if you can do all these things, but you play calm, you play controlled, and you only actually do it when it's most needed, one, you look very intimidating on the field, and two, you will be in the heads of your opponents very quickly, and it will definitely help you rank up. Like everyone knows, usually when there's someone in the same game that is just miles better than you, it is very noticeable. But sometimes, considering it isn't a smurf, most of the time it will actually be this playstyle that is calm with confidence, that makes you think and makes them look like they are way better than you, even though they're at the same rank as you. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to playstyle and what I said before, being calm with confidence. Okay, and the last point that I'll make is making sure that every single hit you make on the field, you try and make with a purpose. So many times, every single low rank person will just get a hit to nowhere. This never ever happens in high rank play. Every single hit in SSL and above has a purpose. So the defensive weak touches that you can take full control on, the defensive strong touches to maybe beat a man and then you're in a 1v1 or maybe a 2v1, the backboard touches so it's easier for your teammate to follow it up before the opponents, the specific touches off the wall, again for your teammate to follow it up quicker than your opponents, the touches you can make to yourself so you can keep control of the ball. Every single hit, no matter where it is, no matter what boost you have, no matter what it is, should in your head be serving a purpose. Whether that's to help your team alleviate pressure, whether it's to help your team gain pressure, whether it's to help yourself get time to get boost, whatever it is, all your hits should serve a purpose. You should be thinking of this before the hit. Okay, so I know that's a lot of information in this video, but I do really hope that it helps you rank up. Let me know any other video ideas that you do want me to do. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.